Do you love fresh basil and want an endless supply? In this video, you'll learn how to prune basil like a pro. Hi, my name is Lisa, and I love to share easy, simple, and affordable tricks and tips and recipes to zest up your life. So today we are looking at this basil plant that is growing in a container box, and it's nice and bushy, and the way that we've encouraged it to grow like this is by trimming it back. And the misconception that many people have is that you just pinch off the leaves and use those in your recipe. And however that is the case with other fresh herbs, basil grows differently, and we want to prune in a way that encourages more leaf growth. So if we look at this plant, you'll notice it is really tight in the center, and there's only 2 or 3 main stalks. And what we want to look for is one stem, and you can use pruning shears or just kitchen scissors. Any scissors will do. When the stem is at least 6 inches long, you will notice that there are different, what's called nodes, and this is where the stem grows into different leaves. And then at the base of the node, you can see the new leaves forming. So this is where we would like to trim. So if you notice the leaves growing down, you can trim all the way at the bottom stem, 1/4 inch up from the node. Just snip it off at the stem, and you have the new leaves growing here, and these will actually grow out into new branches, and those will grow new leaves, encouraging the plant to grow out instead of up. So the first reason we want to trim this way is because leaves that are growing up will turn into flowers, and they'll get really spindly, and they won't produce as much of the nice, tender, edible leaves. So pruning down at the bottom, once again, at least 6 inches up. We count the nodes, 1, 2, if there's at least 3 nodes, we trim 1/4 inch up from the bottom node. And this will encourage the leaves to grow out. The second reason we would like to trim in this way is so that the plant is putting its energy into the new leaves instead of the flowers, which keeps them tasty and sweet. The flowers are bitter, and that means that the plant is aging, sending all of its energy up into the flowers, which turns to seed. So, once again, coming in here, and we want to do this the whole way along the entire plant. So every 1 to 2, possibly 3 weeks, depending on how hot it is, we can come in and prune the basil. The third reason we want to trim the basil plant back in this method is it keeps the plant healthy. So, 3 reasons: more growth, producing all season long, sweeter tasting basil leaves, and a healthier plant. And I want to show you first off how to utilize the fresh basil by trimming just snipping with your fingers a few of the bottom leaves, and we'll use that in the recipes. Then you have this nice stem. Basil does not like being refrigerated, it turns brown, so just trim off the stem and place it in a glass of water. And you can do this with all of the stems that you just pruned, so that you'll have fresh basil to utilize all week long. Basil is a wonderful antioxidant. It has been known to alleviate depression and anxiety. It is very uplifting, and it is very adaptable to many recipes, sweet and savory. So if you would like some new ideas of what to do with basil besides for the classic pesto, which is wonderful. Why don't you check out my other videos down below. There'll be links, and I've got some extraordinary recipes like lime basil cooler and raspberry basil vinaigrette. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll keep on zesting up our life. This is the basil plant that we pruned back around 3 weeks ago, and you can see it's nice and bushy and full. I've actually come in here maybe 2 or 3 times and cut back at the juncture of the nodes and been able to harvest fresh tops, and it keeps growing back and been producing really, really vigorously. So I just wanted to show you what it is like when you prune it back the correct way. And it's going to have an early frost where we live, so we're going to need to move this inside in a couple days. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it back, and then we will transfer this whole planter box inside. Basil does not like the cold. It's very, very sensitive. So it's going to be a low of 25 degrees, and this basil would just freeze and turn brown and be worthless. So we will find a way to bring it inside and keep it growing by keeping it pruned, and it'll just keep producing. Yellow leather, leather, yellow leather, 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 yellow leather, yellow leather, yellow leather. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter pick? Okay.